The big Mariner story here from day one at the winter meetings here in Orlando is about Jorge Polanco. And the reports coming out are he is looking for a lot. The report seems to be 4 years and a lot of money.
And that backs up what we've heard here. There's two ways to think about this. Number one, if you had to be desperate and you had to sign Jorge Polanco to that 4-year deal, does that make you better in 2026? Yes. The other 3 years of that deal, I mean, that's kind of risky, no?
Yeah, you're putting a lot up to chance. Obviously, Jorge Polanco was so crucial to this lineup last year, and he'd be crucial again in 26. I think the question becomes, how does his health hold up down the road? Does the offensive profile sustain down the road? If I'm the Mariners, if I had to guess, I would guess the contract that makes them comfortable is something like a 2-year deal with a vesting option, with the money being close to what Mitch Garver got on his deal, roughly $12 million a year. But per Ryan Divish, if you go read his article in the Seattle Times, not only are they looking for 3 to 4 years, but they're looking for an AAV north of $12 million a year. So look, if you're Jorge Polanco's camp, with likely this being the last chance for him to really catch in, they're going to ask for the world, right? They're trying to ask for a lot. Does a team meet that ask? They say he may sign here in the next few days, so they must seem to think there's some suitors here that could meet that offer.
This is going to test the sentiment of what the Mariners put out in the beginning of the offseason. When the Mariners signed Josh Naylor, they said, we can't go about every deal trying to be comfortable. We can't go about only going after our numbers. Sometimes you just have to get a deal done. This might be the ultimatum of that. It's a lot easier to sell a sub-30 slam dunk signing of Josh Naylor for a 5-year deal as opposed to a 32-year-old Jorge Polanco at $12 million a year, where the final 2 years of that deal, you're not sure if he's going to be healthy, you're not sure if he's going to be able to be producing, you're not sure if he's going to be able to play second base at all anymore. That's a question they're going to need to answer here if they're going to want to fork up that kind of money, which could really bite them in the second half of it.
If they don't sign Polanco, obviously they're going to have to pivot, and that would be names like maybe Brendan Donovan. If they really get aggressive, could they pull off a Ketel Marte trade? The thing about Polanco is he just fits the roster so well. He can slide right into the DH spot. He can play second base a couple times a week when you want to get days off for Cole Young. But despite his fit with the roster, if this is the deal he's going to get, the Mariners may have to pivot. So for guys like Donovan, for guys like Marte, we dove into them here from the winter meetings on our podcast that we dropped today here on Monday. But the big story of today is no doubt Jorge Polanco. Would you give him the contract that's being reported out there? Would you go the 3 to 4 years? You can let us know in the comments below. We'll keep talking to you here from Orlando at the winter meetings.